Well, we have approximately 20 Cleveland area young men and women who represent the Cleveland Veterans Wheelchair Team. Been in existence now for about 6 years. They've gone largely unnoticed, and that's why we appreciate you and Cablevision's opportunity to that you've given us to promote the courageous effort of these young athletes. Some of these competitors are service-connected. Their injury was done in combat or in service to their country. Some are motorcycle diving accidents, whatever. The unique thing about the wheelchair competition, what it gives to these clients is it builds a foundation of hope for them. After a spinal cord injury or a neurological condition or amputation, oftentimes what happens with these clients is, because it happens at a relatively young age, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, they feel like they want to give up, that they have nothing to live for.
My name's Arthur Seals, and I've been in wheelchair games for about 4 years. And I've been in the chair since 1954, and I'm 71 years old.
Well, I started, I've been doing it for since '84. And I got started because I was going down to PT a lot, and I wasn't getting no strength up, so I started racing wheelchairs. Then after I got through racing wheelchairs, I got into weightlifting and shot put and distance.
The reason I like it, it gives me a chance to meet a lot of interesting people, and keeps me active, so sitting in a chair, vegetating, watching TV and radio from day to day like that. And
so what type of events do you participate in?
Well, I participate in ramp bowling and the electric wheelchair obstacle course and the field event, which consists of the javelin, the shot put, and the discus.
Well, one thing, I was a person who, before I got hurt, I was into fitness. There's different styles, running, martial arts, and I was doing things like skydiving, parachuting, driving bike at real fast, high speeds, and now a lot of them I can't do no more, but that doesn't mean you can't do nothing.
My name is Robert Hewitt. I live in Lorain, Ohio. I'm a paralyzed veteran. I've been hurt for approximately 9 years. This is the first year that I'm participating in the wheelchair games. I come up here 3 days a week. I travel anywhere from 40 miles one way, so that's 80 miles round trip, 3 times a week. And these older veterans up here that's been to the games, they inspire me. I look up to them more, because they've been there, and that's where I like to go.
Racing builds you up. For one thing, you got to be built up just to survive in life, especially when you're hurt. To get in bed, get out of bed. Like I say, get out of the chair, get in the chair, go to the bathroom. It's a little harder when you're in the chair. But to be able to handle them things, you got to be in shape. Well, them things get you in shape. Well, that right there's enough reason. And then, if you're in shape and you're doing it, don't you want to go for the gold, all the glory, right? Get all the apples.
But what happens is with wheelchair athletics is they find out, hey, I can do this. I can compete. I can do things. And what happens is it builds a fire within them and builds a foundation of hope, because when they find out, hey, I can participate and compete in this event, what'll be the next thing? In fact, our first and only female, Holly Coaster, when recently asked about competing, she says, I want to see if I can do the obstacle course. And that was a source of inspiration to me, because when she finds out she can do the obstacle course, what will be the next thing that Holly says, hey, I want to find out if I can do that. So wheelchair competition and wheelchair athletics gives them hope, not only in terms of building a foundation for athletic competition, but it builds a foundation of hope which is going to carry them across the board for the rest of their lives, because they're going to find out, I can do this, what else can I do?
And it's been a real inspiration. It's given me made me set my goals higher, towards achieving things. I'm back in school for electrical engineering now, so it makes you believe in yourself a little more.
From your point of view, how do you feel? What type of person does it take to work out and do the wheelchair games?
You have to be very determined and set in your ways. First thing you got to do is get in your mind that nothing's going to stop you. The word can't disappears from your vocabulary. I transfer out of my chair onto Nautilus equipment 3 times a week. And there's equipment out there that's designed for people in wheelchairs, like the equipment behind me. And to sit at the house, or just to sit around and watch your life waste away, it's useless. So this is something that builds your esteem and gets you going back into the wheelchair, it gets you back into life.
I feel as though I'll be ready for them because I like the competition. This is a real challenge to me, and it's something new. It's really new, you know. But I learned to accept my injury, and I'm just willing, I'm willing to get out there and do things and not sit around like most of the guys like to do,
And some people think that the measure of competition is, how well you actually do it. That if you're paid for it, or if you're glamorous or looking good at it, or if you're graceful, something like that, people believe that might be the measure of competition. I don't think it is. I think the measure of competition is the grit and determination put forth. I was mentioning to you earlier that down at the National Games, I saw a triple amputee win a weightlifting competition. Now, what was unusual, they had to belt this guy down because basically his body was as a stump, if you will. I don't want to sound graphic, but he had one arm and basically a stump, and they had to belt him down, but to keep him from rolling off the bench. But with that one arm and that one prosthetic device, he lifted an incredible amount of weight and ended up winning a gold medal in one of the wheelchair competitions. Well, our professional athletes, they get big contracts, and they get TV shows, and they get glamour, and they get recognition, and they go to the flats and people want autographs. Our athletes don't get any of that, and yet they're still in the weight room, they're still in the pool, they're still doing all of that. So I want you to think about it the next time you're over at the Indians or the Browns, this and that. Is the measure of competition really how graceful they are or how good they are? Or is the measure of competition determined or equated by the sweat, the grit, the determination, the courage that goes into competing? And if you believe that it is, then our wheelchair athletes representing the Cleveland Veterans Wheelchair Team, they got it all, and nobody's got anything on them when it comes to competition.